Hello everyone. Welcome back to my B&B Today spoiler channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. The bold and the beautiful B&B spoilers hint that Sheila Carter, Kimberlin Brown, may ultimately have a chance at vengeance. After what went down in Monaco, Sheila may soon find a way to get back at Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and make her suffer. All the evidence points to Steffy and Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, hiding a night of passion once their time in the office together is over. Carter and Steffy may resolve to never tell their spouses the truth about what happened between them. However, Steffy could still spill to Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, who could potentially blab to Deacon Sharp, Sean Cannon, as well. There could be some eavesdropping opportunities coming up for Sheila, who could learn a scandalous secret. Of course, it appears Steffy will eventually surrender to repairing her marriage to John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, but she'll have some Sheila stipulations. Finn may have to go completely no contact with Sheila and vow to never speak to her again, for real this time. Whenever Sheila inevitably shows up in Finn's office again looking to talk, he could call security on her right away. Likewise, Finn might run in the opposite direction if he sees Sheila out somewhere like Il Giardino or Bikini Bar. It's even possible a restraining order could come into play at some point in this B&B storyline. Whatever the case, Finn will surely push Sheila out of his world altogether and leave her fearing it'll be permanent as long as he's married to Steffy. That could give Sheila a couple of great reasons to retaliate against her daughter-in-law. Sheila may make it her mission to get revenge, but her goal could be to both punish Steffy and blow up her marriage for good. Perhaps Sheila will want to knock Steffy off the pedestal that Finn's put her on and make her seem like the enemy instead. Sheila may think that if she can do that, Finn will finally accept her and lean on her for comfort. If Sheila discovers Steffy cheated with Carter, that could give her the shocker she needs. Sheila might run to Finn with the news and expose the fact that Steffy betrayed her marriage vows immediately after that drunken flight home. Steffy took off her rings in Monaco, but you can bet that won't be enough to curb Finn's anger when the time comes. The bold and the beautiful spoilers suggest Finn's fury will erupt sooner or later, so stay tuned to see if Sheila will play a role in exposing Steffy and Carter's secret. A storm is coming to Los Angeles. If you thought Sheila Carter had finally softened, think again. Sources close to the writer's room, our imaginations, suggest that the Forrester family is about to be blindsided by the most explosive scheme Sheila has cooked up in years, and this time, she's not coming for Steffy with a gun. She's coming for her with the truth. Or at least, a version of it twisted just enough to burn everything down. Buckle up, B&B fans, because this one is going to hurt. The calm before the chaos. 4 weeks, Los Angeles has been unusually quiet. Steffy Forrester has been floating on air, her marriage to Finn stronger than ever after their latest brush with tragedy, Hayes thriving, and Forrester Creations riding a wave of success with their newest fashion line. Even Sheila, watching from the shadows like she always does, has seemed strangely subdued. Too subdued. That's exactly the problem. Anyone who has watched Sheila Carter claw her way back into the good graces, or at least the tolerated periphery, of the Forrester and Logan families knows one universal truth. When Sheila goes quiet, she's not at peace. She's plotting. And insiders, deeply invested fans piecing together every raised eyebrow and lingering camera shot, believe Sheila has stumbled onto something so damaging, so perfectly poised to unravel Steffy's marriage, that she can barely contain her glee. What Sheila allegedly discovered. Here's where it gets juicy. Word around the studio lot, in this delightfully speculative universe, is that Sheila overhears a conversation she was never meant to hear, a hushed exchange between two people who thought they were completely alone in the Forrester Creations parking structure after hours. The suggestion. A secret. A cheating scandal. And it's got Steffy Forrester's name written all over it, whether she's the one who strayed or the one being deceived. Now, before you spiral, this is Sheila we're talking about. The woman has bent, twisted, and manufactured truths before to serve her own agenda. So the real question isn't just what Sheila heard, but what she plans to do with it. And that's where Finn comes in. Finn, the perfect target. If Sheila truly wants to detonate Steffy's life, there's no more devastating delivery system than Finn himself. Despite the complicated blood-soaked history between mother and son, Finn has always been Sheila's soft spot, the one relationship she's desperate to hold on to, the one person whose approval she craves even when she sabotages her own chances at earning it. Using Finn as the messenger of Steffy's undoing would be the cruelest kind of poetry. It would let Sheila play the reluctant truth-teller, The misunderstood woman who only wants what's best for her son, while simultaneously detonating a bomb under the marriage she's never fully accepted. Picture the scene. Sheila corners Finn somewhere private. Maybe at Il Giardino, maybe in the doctor's lounge at the hospital, maybe even at her own apartment under the guise of a harmless mother-son dinner. She hesitates. She feigns reluctance. "I don't know if I should tell you this," she murmurs, eyes glistening with crocodile tears. And then, carefully, deliberately, she drops the bombshell. Whether what she reveals is the full truth, a half-truth, or an outright fabrication designed to serve her own agenda remains delightfully unclear. That's the Sheila way. She deals in truths that are true enough to be believed, and false enough to cause maximum damage. Steffy's possible secret. So what exactly might Sheila have overheard? Speculation among fans, and by fans, we mean us, cooking up worst-case scenarios late at night, points to a few devastating possibilities. Theory 1. An old flame resurfaces. Steffy's history is a minefield of complicated romances. Liam, Bill, even flirtations that never quite became anything. If an old flame has resurfaced in Los Angeles, perhaps under the guise of a business deal or a chance encounter at Forrester Creations, the door creaks open for exactly the kind of ambiguous, easily weaponized moment Sheila thrives on. A hand lingering too long. A hug that goes on a beat too far. Nothing damning on its own, but in Sheila's hands, it becomes a 5-alarm fire. Theory 2. A secret from the past resurfaces. Soap operas love nothing more than digging up a secret everyone thought was buried. Maybe it's not a current betrayal at all. Maybe Sheila has learned about something from years ago, something Steffy chose to protect Finn from ever knowing, believing it was ancient history that no longer mattered. The problem? In this world, nothing ever stays buried, and no secret is ever truly ancient history when Sheila Carter is digging. Theory 3. Someone else's sins, wrongly pinned on Steffy. This is peak Sheila territory. Taking a scandal that has nothing to do with Steffy at all and framing the narrative so it looks like her doing. Maybe it involves someone dangerously close to the family. Maybe it's designed specifically to make Finn doubt the person he trusts most in the world. Because at the end of the day, Sheila doesn't need the truth to be devastating. She just needs Finn to believe it. Why Sheila would do this? Let's not pretend Sheila needs much motivation. But even by her standards, this scheme would be a masterstroke of self-interest dressed up as maternal concern. Sheila has spent years trying to carve out a place in her son's life, only to be met with wariness, conditional trust, and the constant exhausting knowledge that one wrong move could send her back to square one, or back behind bars. If she can position herself as the one who saved Finn from a life built on lies, she doesn't just get revenge on the family that's kept her at arm's length. She gets something far more valuable. Leverage. Loyalty. A permanent foothold in her son's heart, built on the ashes of his marriage. It's twisted. It's manipulative. It's completely, unmistakably Sheila. And if Steffy falls in the process? Well, that's just a bonus, isn't it? Sheila has never forgiven Steffy for standing between her and the family she covets, for treating her as the villain she undeniably is, for refusing to extend the grace that Bridget, Eric, and even Finn himself have occasionally shown her. Destroying Steffy's marriage wouldn't just serve Sheila's interests, it would feel, to her, like justice. Finn's impossible position. If, or when, Sheila drops her bombshell, Finn will be caught in the kind of impossible situation that has defined so much of his story since arriving in Los Angeles. Does he trust his mother, a woman with a documented history of lies, manipulation, and violence? Or does he trust his wife, the woman he has built a family and a life with, the person he has chosen again and again despite every obstacle thrown their way? The tragic brilliance of this storyline, should it ever actually unfold, again, we remind you, this is speculation, is that it doesn't matter whether Sheila is telling the truth. The damage is done the moment the words leave her mouth. Finn will be left to sit with doubt, to turn over every memory, every unexplained absence, every moment of distance he'd previously chalked up to work or stress or the ordinary friction of marriage. Trust, once cracked, doesn't repair itself just because the accusation turns out to be false. And that's the horror of it. Sheila doesn't need Steffy to actually be guilty. She just needs Finn to wonder. Steffy's reaction: fury, heartbreak, or both. Steffy Forrester has never been one to sit quietly while her name is dragged through the mud, especially not by Sheila Carter, of all people. If she catches wind that Sheila has been whispering poison into Finn's ear, expect fireworks. Steffy has confronted Sheila before, has stood toe-to-toe with her in ways few others in this world dare to, and there's no reason to think this time would be any different. But underneath the fury, there's something more fragile: fear. Fear that even a baseless accusation could plant a seed of doubt that never fully goes away. Fear that Sheila has finally found the one weapon capable of doing what guns, kidnappings, and years of chaos never could, breaking her marriage not through violence, but through suspicion. Steffy's likely response? A furious, unflinching demand for the truth, dragging Sheila into a room with Finn and forcing her to say, out loud, in front of both of them, exactly what she thinks she knows. It's a classic soap opera showdown, and it's exactly the kind of confrontation this storyline is begging for. Whether Sheila crumbles under the pressure or doubles down, twisting the knife even further, is anyone's guess. Knowing her track record, we wouldn't bet on crumbling. The ripple effect on the rest of the cast. No scandal in Los Angeles stays contained to just two people, and this one would be no exception. Expect the fallout to ripple outward. Liam Spencer would almost certainly find himself pulled back into Steffy's orbit, whether he wants to be or not. Any hint of trouble in her marriage has historically been catnip for a storyline reigniting old feelings, and the writers, in our imagined universe, would be foolish not to use this moment to stir that pot at least a little. Ridge and Taylor, Steffy's parents, would be immediately protective, and given their own complicated history with Sheila, this would reopen old wounds about just how much danger, emotional or otherwise, Sheila still poses to their family. Expect Taylor, in particular, to go into full mama bear mode, unwilling to let Sheila destroy her daughter's happiness the way so much chaos has threatened it before. Bill Spencer, always eager for a reason to insert himself into Forrester family drama, might see an opportunity here too, whether to protect Steffy, manipulate the situation to his own advantage, or simply enjoy the spectacle from a safe distance while sipping expensive scotch in his office. Deacon Sharp, given his complicated, tender relationship with Sheila, could end up as the reluctant voice of reason, the one person who might see through her scheme and try to talk her back from the edge before she does something truly unforgivable. Whether she listens is another matter entirely. Could this be the end of Steffy and Finn? Now for the question every fan actually wants answered. Does this destroy the marriage? Realistically, and speaking purely in the world of soap opera speculation, probably not permanently. Steffy and Finn have weathered kidnappings, shootings, comas, and a small army of Sheila-adjacent catastrophes. Their bond has been tested in ways most soap couples never survive, and they've come out the other side every single time. But, probably not permanently, doesn't mean unscathed. Expect weeks of tension, suspicion, and heartbreaking misunderstandings before the truth, whatever twisted version of it Sheila has served up, is finally untangled. Expect Finn to struggle visibly with where his loyalty lies. Expect Steffy to feel, perhaps for the first time in a long while, truly unmoored in her own marriage. And expect Sheila to watch it all unfold with a satisfied little smile, because whether or not she wins the war, she'll have proven, to herself if no one else, that she can still shake the foundation of the family that's tried so hard to keep her out. What fans are saying. Across fan forums and social media, again, in the delightful hypothetical version of events we're indulging here, theories are already spiraling. Some fans are convinced this is Sheila's redemption arc in disguise, that she'll ultimately choose to protect Finn's happiness over her own vendetta, proving she's grown since her darkest days. Others are far more cynical, certain this is just the latest chapter in Sheila's endless cycle of chaos, followed by remorse, followed by more chaos. There's also a vocal contingent hoping the show uses this storyline to finally give Steffy a scene where she says, once and for all, exactly what she thinks of Sheila Carter. No filters, no diplomacy, just the raw, righteous fury of a woman who has had enough. Whatever direction it takes, one thing feels certain: if Sheila really is sitting on a secret this explosive, the fallout is going to dominate Los Angeles for weeks to come. The bigger picture. Sheila's endless war. It's worth stepping back and asking, why does this story keep happening? Why does Sheila Carter, again and again, find herself circling Steffy and Finn's marriage like a shark that never quite gets its bite? The answer, of course, is that their conflict is elemental to who these characters are. Sheila represents chaos that refuses to be fully contained, no matter how many times she claims to have changed. Steffy represents the fierce, protective heart of the Forrester family, someone who has fought, sometimes ruthlessly, to keep the people she loves safe from exactly this kind of threat. And Finn sits in the middle, forever torn between the mother who gave him life and the wife who gave him a family worth protecting. As long as those dynamics exist, there will always be another scheme, another secret, another moment where Sheila decides the ends justify the means. It's exhausting for the characters. It's absolutely delicious for us. Final thoughts. Buckle up. If even half of this speculation holds true, Los Angeles is about to become a battleground once again, and this time, the weapon isn't a gun or a kidnapping plot. It's something far more insidious: doubt. Sheila Carter has always understood that the most effective way to hurt Steffy Forrester isn't through violence. It's through Finn. Through his trust, his loyalty, his love. And if she really has found a secret capable of shaking that foundation, then the coming weeks could be some of the most gripping, gut-wrenching television this show has produced in years. Will Finn believe her? Will Steffy's marriage survive another Sheila-shaped storm? And will Sheila, even for a moment, feel a flicker of guilt for the destruction she's about to unleash? Knowing Sheila Carter, don't count on it. Stay tuned, BNB fans, because if this storyline is even a fraction as dramatic as it sounds, you will not want to miss a single episode.